Candidates for State Senator, District 18. Morgan Abraham, Party Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.morganabraham.com. I'm Morgan Abraham. I've spent my life working to make Southern Arizona a better place to live, work, and raise a family. As a small business owner, I've built and created thousands of affordable housing units. As an intelligence officer in the United States Army, I'm fighting to protect and defend our country. As a state representative, I've introduced bills to get rid of tax loopholes, fund education, create a public pre-K system, retire coal and natural gas plants, and increase the supply of affordable housing in our community. As an education advocate, I've fought against the draconian cuts harming our public schools, colleges, and universities. Whether it was opposing Jan Brewer's tuition hikes or standing up to Doug Ducey balancing the budget on the backs of our schools. I'm proud to stand up for education. I'm running for the state Senate to keep pushing for progressive values, and because we need a fighter at the legislature to push back against the Republican extremist bills threatening our right to vote. I have the experience, energy, and enthusiasm to get the job done, and with your support, I'll continue fighting for Southern Arizona values at the state Senate. Stan Kane, Party Republican. Campaign funding, participating. Website, none listed. Why am I running for office? After working 33 years for the Department of Defense, I knew in my retirement that I couldn't stand by and watch my great state and country continue down the path it was heading. Gas prices continue to rise. Inflation is higher than it's been in years. Our freedoms and liberties are being challenged. People are not respecting police, first responders, or our military. Our border is not being enforced, and common respect and courtesy is fading. Families are being torn about by political division, and that is fueled by the mainstream media. In some ways, I'm glad my mother is not alive to witness the state of things. I respect everyone and will fight for your constitutional freedoms. I helped to raise my 3 kids in Arizona, and all graduated from Arizona schools. I am a certified substitute teacher in Arizona and have worked in amphitheater and Marana schools. I wish for Arizona children to have a quality education. It's time Arizona leads the nation in restoring respect, responsibility, and common decency back into Arizona and our lives. I'm running to make a positive difference. Priya Sundarashan. Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, Priya for Arizona.com. I am running for state senate to make Arizona a leader in renewable energy, restore balance to our water issues through conservation and efficiency, and improve our democracy by making voting easy and accessible to all. I teach natural resources law at the University of Arizona, and my career has been focused on environmental sustainability and addressing climate change. I am also a voting rights advocate and have been leading voter protection efforts and engagement on redistricting within the Arizona Democratic Party. I was born and raised in the LD 18 district, and I want the wonderful opportunities I had in our public schools to be available to all Arizona children. I studied engineering at MIT and law and natural resource economics at the U of A. So I know we need more science-based decision-making in politics. I have a young family, and I want my children and all children to inherit a sustainable world and a sustainable Arizona.
Candidates for State Representative, District 18. Nathan Davis. Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, nathandavisaz.com. Nathan Davis was born and raised in Tucson. He is the proud product of Arizona public education and a graduate of Pima Community College and the University of Arizona. Nathan returned to Tucson after receiving an MA in International Affairs from the George Washington University. He and his wife teach in Tucson Unified School District and are members of the Tucson Education Association. Nathan left the classroom last year to run his family's small business, but continues to substitute teach. Over the years, Nathan realized that the solution couldn't just come from the classroom. One underpaid teacher at a time, or one business owner paying livable wages and supporting workers. It must come from structural change, rooted in sound policy decisions and new ideas. Nathan is a Democrat who will stand up for our values in the Arizona House of Representatives, to reinvest in public education, support workers' rights, and our small local businesses, fight for bills that combat climate change, expand access to the ballot for all Arizona citizens, and protect legal abortion care in Arizona. Linda Evans, Party, Republican. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, no website listed. Linda Evans, MFA, is an experienced leader having served on boards of directors in Tucson, Arizona, and Northwest Ohio. Evans taught psychology to Border Patrol and police officers at Pima College. On the Board of Assistants League of Tucson, Linda started the first Speakers Bureau and was liaison to Hughes Corporation. Youth on Their Own, and Primavera Foundation. Linda has served as Secretary General of International Center of Women Playwrights. Evans' MFA is from Columbia College, Chicago. Evans, L.G. Evans, is a director and multi-award-winning playwright whose plays and musicals have been produced in Manhattan. Evans' works are archived at the OSU Main Library, Columbus, Ohio. Evans enjoys going door to door in her legislative district 18 and listening to the concerns of people in the neighborhoods. From Broadway to the Catalina foothills, and from east of I-10 to Sabino Canyon Road, down to Camino Seco. Linda can be reached easily at her email, lindaevans4az@gmail.com. Nancy Gutierrez. Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.nancy4az.com. My passion is public education. I am running to ensure that Arizona puts public education, teachers, staff, and students as a priority. We must prioritize public education and fully fund it so that we can ensure all students receive an education that will allow them to be successful in the paths they choose. Teachers should be empowered to teach students with creativity and knowledge rather than being demeaned. Education in Arizona should bring opportunities for all students to learn in a variety of modalities in order to prepare for a bright future. I am a gun sense candidate and will work for sensible gun legislation. I will protect a pregnant person's right to choose what they want for their body. I support and will protect voters' rights. It is essential to our democracy that each person who is able to vote has the opportunity to do so. It is important to protect our precious water and not allowing legislation to steal water from underserved communities. We must work together to protect our public education, right to choose, and our voting rights and our water. Chris Mathis. Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.mathis4arizona.com. Chris Mathis is a Democrat who teaches healthcare law at the U of A and lives with his wife, Colleen, in Tucson. In December, Chris was appointed to represent the current LD9 in the Arizona House of Representatives. Chris practices elder law, helping older Tucsonans and their families resolve issues related to long-term care, public benefits, and estate planning. A professor of practice at the University of Arizona's James E. Rogers College of Law and Arizona Education Association member, Chris teaches classes on healthcare law and policy in aging. He formerly served as Director of Policy and Communications at the Healthcare Markets and Regulation HMR Lab at Harvard Medical School and as Southern Arizona Coordinator for the Flynn Brown Fellows Civic Leadership Program. Chris worked in the Illinois General Assembly, the U.S. House of Representatives, the British Parliament, and as a healthcare legislative assistant to U.S. Senator Chuck Hagel prior to moving to Tucson in 2001. He earned a master in public administration from the Harvard John F. Kennedy School of Government and a master in public health from the Harvard School of Public Health. As well as law and undergraduate degrees from the University of Illinois. Kat Stratford, Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.catforaz.com. Kat Stratford is a single mom to a brilliant daughter and an extraordinary trans son. A 20-year resident of Tucson, Kat is an outspoken advocate for victims of violent crime and has spent the last 2 years focused on policies that would help survivors of sexual and domestic violence. As a survivor herself, she is dedicated to removing obstacles that keep people in dangerous situations. Kat has been living with Meniere's disease since 2020 and is acquiring deafness and learning ASL. She is currently a candidate for State House in the newly redistricted LD18 and plans to focus on these issues as well as climate change, reproductive and voting rights, and expanding access to education. Charles Vernon, Party, Democratic. Campaign funding, traditional. Website, www.charlieverdun.com. Charlie Verdun is a dedicated father and one of the owners of Fangamer, an online retailer based in Tucson. He is a member of the Pointe au Champ Indian tribe of South Louisiana. Charlie is determined to protect Arizona's environment and develop a sustainable water use plan so that he and his family can live in Southern Arizona for the foreseeable future. His ancestral land in Louisiana became largely uninhabitable due to coastal erosion, caused in part by decades of corporate carelessness, government apathy, and climate change. And Charlie refuses to let his new home meet a similar fate. As a father of two young children, soon entering the school system, Charlie is also determined to help properly fund public education as soon as possible. Finally, Charlie brings an understanding of technology due to coming of age with the internet. Depending on how it's used, technology has the capacity to bring about great opportunities and prosperity if used wisely, but also great harm when used carelessly or maliciously. Charlie believes that a deep understanding of the internet's potential is vital for paving the way to make Arizona healthy and prosperous in the modern era.